Hey everyone, I figured I would record a video to show off the game I made for the Global Game Jam 2015. There is a link below to download the executable so you can play it yourself, or, well, with a friend. And there's also a link below to a blog post where I talk about the actual process of making it, and go into a little bit more detail there. I was on a team with 8 people. It was a pretty big team. And the theme was, what do we do now? So what we settled on was we were going to make a co-op platformer that was fairly simple in theory. All the puzzles were just, jump on one guy's head, help the other guy get to where they need to be. But every 20 seconds, the controls totally rearrange, and you have to relearn how to play the game. And it's not just on your controller. Like, there's only 3 buttons. There's the left stick, A and B, and you might end up with your left stick moving the other player. A and B are both jump, so you control jump for the barbarian and the knight player. So if you don't learn the new controls quickly enough, they'll just reset on you again. And if you try to go too fast and you mess up or accidentally hit the wrong button because you're used to how they were before, you might fall off a cliff and die and have to start the level over. It's pretty fun. Keep in mind, it is a Game Jam game. It was only made in 48 hours, so it's definitely pretty buggy. There's a couple, hiccups, but I mean, for a Game Jam game, it looks pretty damn good. Our artists really knocked it out of the park. This shouldn't be too loud. I adjusted the volume earlier. Let's hope it stays that way. So what you're going to want to do to configure it is basically Unity doesn't... Okay, when you plug a controller into the PC, it doesn't automatically assign it slot 1 or 2 for some reason. It seems ambiguous which slot it gets, and Unity doesn't correct for that. So right now the game assumes that it's controller 1 and 2, and I'm sure there's a complicated solution for that, but we didn't have time to figure it out in 48 hours. So what you need to do is you need to make sure you set the inputs properly. So you want to go over here, and there's all these extra ones. You don't need to worry about all of these. Most of them don't do anything. We initially had way more controls, but that proved to be too confusing, so we changed a lot of them. All that matters is the player 1 horizontal, the player 1 default punch, player 1 default jump, vice versa, and same thing for player 2, horizontal, jump, punch. So what you want to do is you want to set horizontal to the left stick on controller 1, punch to A on controller 1, or sorry, jump to A on controller 1, and punch to B on controller 1. And since I'm a sad human being and don't have any friends, I'm going to, just to show the game off, I'm going to hotkey all of these to one controller. You probably don't want to do that. I guess you can if you really want to give it a shot. It's definitely more fun with 2 people though, because the game's about communication. So player 2 horizontal, you would do the second controller's left stick. I'm going to do my right stick. Jump would be A on the second controller, and punch would be B on the second controller. And those will all scramble. That's just where they start, and that just makes sure that those are the 3 buttons they get rearranged to. For the graphics, you want to hit the highest screen resolution that works with your monitor, and you want fantastic. It's not a hard game to run. Alright, let's hope it's not too loud. There we go. That shouldn't be too loud. Yeah, our artist put out a lot of assets in a short amount of time. So here's the game. You got a barbarian, you've got a knight. At first, controls are pretty standard. Whoa. Although it's hard to wrap your head around controlling both of them on the same controller. And yeah, so there the controls just switched. So now I have to figure out. So the horizontal axes are the same. Okay, so the barbarian controls both jumps. So that puzzle's pretty simple. Just jump on one guy's head, and that sort of prepares you for this next level. Sorry, it's taking all of my brain power to remember which control. Oh, and then I died. Yep, there's gonna be a lot of that. And then there's also probably, whoops, there's some more of that. There's probably gonna be a lot of this. So there you go. That gives you a good idea of what the game's like. I'm not gonna play through too much. It's pretty short. It's only 4 levels, but download the game from the link below. Try it out. Be nice and remember that it's a Game Jam game, so don't expect anything super slick. But I think it's really fun, and we might investigate doing more in the future. I'm not sure.